Welcome to the Blaize interview. My name is Blaize, and this is
B. Gutierrez.
Thank you, B. So, first question I always like to ask is, how did you start out getting into comedy?
Well, first, thanks for having me on.
Thank you. I always appreciate you. Thank you for coming.
He jumped right into it. He was right into it, right? He was like, we're going hard. Okay.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
How did I get into comedy? I got into, well, I'd wanted to do comedy for pretty much like my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And what my day job was before I ever got into comedy was I was a professional photographer, and I've worked with a ton of hip hop artists and stuff like that. And basically, to get all those guys to like loosen up in front of the camera, I would just crack jokes on them all day, and multiple times, you know, they would say to me, "Yo, you should try comedy sometime. You got the jokes, you know, I'm making people laugh and all that." And but I just was too chicken shit. I was like, I'm way better behind the lens than in front of anything. You know what I mean?
So you always felt like you're a behind the scenes kind of person. Yeah. You don't want to be in front of the camera.
For sure, behind the scenes.
Okay, so where was your first set? Where did you say fuck it? Were you drunk? Were you high?
No, so I was going through like a really difficult time in my life, as we all do. Yeah. Right? It was a rocky patch for sure. And I literally, I was going to this therapist, and my therapist told me, like, what are all the things that you have wanted to do but you haven't done in your life because of fear? Because I had issues with fear. Fear was very controlling. So, obviously, because I was too chicken shit to get in front of anything. You know what I mean? Just always behind the scenes, cracking a joke. And she was like, write everything down that you've always wanted to do but haven't done because you've just been too afraid. Like, literally, that's the only thing holding you back. Just been too afraid. So I made this giant list, right? And this first thing on the list was heights.
Okay. I hate, don't even get started because I hate heights too.
It's a classic fear.
Okay, I'm more scared of falling. Not really heights. I'm okay with being up there. It's just the fear of falling is what gets me.
Okay.
Okay, because I went to New York last year for the first time. And if you see my Instagram photos, you'll see me on this on the Empire State Building. If you look at my eyes, you'll see how fucking you'll see how just like
you weren't having it.
I was just like, ooh, I was there. I took the pictures. You see, I was there, but like I literally was on the wall of the Empire State Building. Yeah. And the guy was like, "New here, huh?"
Oh
like,
no!
So it was one of the ushers, one of the guys who works there. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm from New York, blah blah blah. Don't worry, this and that." And he's like pointing everything out and told me where he I was at Sunset Park was where my Airbnb was, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I grew up right around the area," and he's like, "It's right over there. You can see where I grew up. Right over there." I was like, "Oh, cool, man, thanks."
But really funny. Heights.
Okay, so how'd you do with the heights?
She goes, when you feel ready, I want you to try to conquer some of these on your list. You know, just go for it. Because that's the best way to deal with fear is to face fear, right? So I was like, okay, one day I was just feeling particularly strong, and I was just like, fuck it. So I went to a fucking climbing gym, like a rock climbing gym, right?
Okay, that's cool.
And I was like, okay, I could just go up a few. And I was just like, no, I'm going to go up the traversing wall. It's not the super, super high one. Yeah. But it's the one where you don't have a harness on. You don't wear a harness when you're climbing it. Yeah. And they have like a beginner section, right? So my fucking fat ass starts going up this wall. I get to the top. Yeah. And I was so fucking proud of myself. I hadn't looked down yet. Oof. I had just been on the wall, focused on the wall, right? Good. I got to the top, and I was like, I'm up here, yes! And I literally could look over the ledge of the climbing wall. Oh, yeah. And I realized at that moment that there's no ladder on the other side of this climbing wall. That you go down a ladder. There's not like a ledge up there, and then you walk down some stairs.
Yeah, you gotta go back down.
You have to fucking climb back down this wall. And I'm already shaking at the top of this wall, because my fat ass is out of shape. Yeah. Constantly. So I'm just like, you know what I mean? I was like, how the fuck? And I go, how am I going to get down? And I realized just how fucking high up I am by myself with no harness on. And I had poorly thought this out.
Yes.
So I was just like, I looked down and I'm shaking at this point because I'm terrified. And the like instructor chick or it's like a lifeguard for the wall essentially, right?
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, the lifeguard for the wall. She looks at me and she goes, "You okay?" And I was just like, "How do I get down?" And she looked at me and started laughing. And I was just like, and she goes, "You have to climb down." And I was like, "You have to climb down. Climb down." And at that point, the fear, like the adrenaline just shot through me. And I was like, okay, I have to climb down. Otherwise, I'm falling. So I'm just like, okay. So I got down the wall and I was just like, woo, I can fucking conquer anything. Right? Like I just was, I went.
He was hype. Hype.
I was lit. I was just like, oh, must try more stuff. And I checked it off the fucking list. It was the first one. The second one on the list was literally stand-up comedy. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. But I was hype, right? Yeah. So a couple weeks later, I went to this fucking dive of dives in Van Nuys to do an open mic.
Do you remember the name of it?
Yep.
What was it?
Liquid Zoo, baby.
Oh, I already know. There's a reason why they call it Liquid Zoo. And it's a fitting fucking, because that place is a fucking zoo.
Oh, it's a dive for sure. It is like the dive of dive bars.
It's like, you know, the best equation is like...
They've cleaned it up a little now, though.
Okay.
They've cleaned it up a little. That just goes to show you I still stick with the fucking hood-ass shit that I started with.
Yeah, I feel that. This when you... With your height analogy, it's like when you're going off the deep end. That's the deepest. That's a deep one, like the Olympic slide one.
Oh yeah, yeah. And Ryan Talmo was running it.
Yeah, okay.
And I think he still is running it.
I think he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a veteran. He's a Valley. He's Valley Jesus. You know what I mean? So Ryan Talmo was running it, and I was there with one friend. I took one girlfriend of mine with me, and I was just like, I don't know if I can do this, dude. And I signed up. I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I'm signing up. I remembered how good the rock climbing experience felt. Have I gone rock climbing again since? Absolutely not.
I was just going to ask. I was going to ask him.
No. I'm all set. Conquered it. We're good. I don't have to take Ambien on the plane anymore at this point. So there's been improvement in the height issue. But, so, sign up with Ryan Talmo. Ryan Talmo goes, okay, you got 10 minutes.
Impressive.
I've never touched a mic.
Yeah.
I had maybe one joke prepared. So I was up there. I did 3 minutes, I think. I still have it on my phone. Like, I still have my first performance ever on my phone.
Nice.
I think I did 3 minutes, and I was like, all right, I'm out of here. You know what I mean?
At least that's fair. At least that's...
But I got a couple of, like, chuckles amongst the people who were, like, watching the Dodger game that was going on and everything else. If you've ever been to Liquid Zoo, there's, like, the pool going on in the back.
There's a conversation over there.
Yes. Quite a few conversations here and there, and then comics just coming in being like, Liquid Zoo, you know, like, yeah. So I came down off the stage, and my friend was like, how do you feel? And I was just like, dude, I'm going to do that every night for the rest of my fucking life. You
really?
Watch. Yeah. And I haven't stopped since. Like, I just went berserk after that. I took a handful of classes to learn how to write better, more professionally, because I had never done anything like that before in my life. And then I was just like, I just beasted it. I just went berserk. Like, I got on everything I possibly could just to get all of the practice I could in, and then I started building the whole whatever it is.
What were your first jokes? What was the first 3 minutes, Philo? What were you joking about?
Oh, fuck. My first jokes?
I know, because you say you still have it, so you have to watch it often. So what were the jokes? What were the jokes? Do you still use them?
No. One of my jokes is... One of my jokes was talking about a breast reduction, because I've had a breast reduction, and how guys don't understand that. So what if they had balls that were the size of tits, like, and you had some 44H balls, right? You might be a little bit more empathetic towards the women getting their boobs taken off.
Fair.
You know what I mean? And I did a whole bit about that, and I think that was one of my first jokes. Another one of my first jokes, I talked about a guy with a truck that had a Batman grill.
Okay, that's cool.
And I was like, all I can think of when I see shit like that is like, that guy drinks so much Mountain Dew.
That's a great bit, though.
That's a good joke.
That's a good one.
It's a good joke.
You know what that would work at? That would work in Orange County so well.
So well.
Orange County eats that shit up. They love that little Mountain Dew jokes. Which is weird.
Anything. Well, I feel like older white men, like, that used to, like, hit Warped Tour back in the day.
Warped Tour. Damn.
You know what I mean?
It reminds me of
like,
Blink
those
182.
are Mountain Dew drinkers that have been Mountain Dew drinkers their whole life.
Yeah.
They all have, like, recreational vehicles now.
Recreational vehicles.
We're taking the four-wheelers out to the dunes, you know?
I ain't gonna lie. That's the life, though. I ain't gonna lie. Living out there, and, like... Because I grew up in Diamond Bar, so it's like... we had ATVs. Okay. But the thing is, I always hate my dad. I was like, hey, don't go too fast. And then right after he says, just fucking be booking it. Motherfucking ass. He one time he tried to go up the hill and he couldn't make it. And the ATV went up and he went flying. And the ATV went rolling after him. We were like, oh shit.
See, I feel like those type of activities weren't a lot of Mountain Dew drinking.
Fair enough.
Because, you know, I feel like I just associate Mountain Dew with, like, the do type of era where everybody was just going buck wild. Like, it was just madness.
It was the X Games, like...
The X Games Warped Tour, like, that whole type of, like...
It was all Generation X's, like, just all, like, X. Everything was all about X in the 90s, and I was like, And then it was... The thing is, like, now we're... Because I'm technically a millennial, I think. Was it 90s? 92 is millennials, right? I don't know.
92's millennial.
Okay, yeah. So
because I'm on the line of if I'm Gen X or millennial. Okay. Like, I would be the eldest millennial. Because I'm right on the cutoff. Like, I'm 81.
Okay.
I've heard it's 83. I've heard blah, blah, blah. I've heard it's, like, 79. I've heard, like... There's no definitive, like, who's making these lineups, like, and who has the authority to say, no, millennials are only this year to this year, because...
I think it's weird that we do this whole, like, we separate ourselves by
classification, yes.
Yeah, everything's, like, think about it, like, we didn't start doing it until, like, after World War II, when we had, like, the greatest generation, and it was, like, the 1920s.
The baby boomers.
And then it was the baby boomers. And then after the boomers, it was the hippies.
I sometimes question if people in the, like, Gen Z and below, I don't think they know exactly what boomers actually refers to, why they're called boomers.
Well, they're after World War II is when everyone came back and everyone got pregnant. Yes. And they're all born, like, within the last 2 to 4 years after World War II. Right. That was the boomers, I think.
Yeah, my grandpa was in World War II.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think he may have been, I don't know. He said he was in the Mexican military, but I don't know how true that was. Mm. You know how it is. When people say shit like, folks say shit. How true
that was.
Because he said what happened was he went to, like, he had to go serve in the Navy, and the story was he got the tattoo.
Oh, he got drafted.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay.
He had to go in the Navy, and then he had when he was in the Navy, they got tattoos, and so he got a picture of my grandmother on his shoulder. One of those Mexicans, back in the old days, and everyone,
Aww.
Yeah, true love, they're still together.
Oh, that's fucking cute!
Yeah, they're 86 and, like, 82 or 84, something like that. So they're in the 80s.
Way less divorce back in those days.
Yeah, I mean, you just like, no.
Back in my parents' days, too. Way less divorce.
Well, my parents, they're surprised they're not divorced yet, but we'll see. That's left to be determined. But my mom, she was married to another man when I was born. So then she married my dad. Oh. So I have 2 older half-sisters. It's a lot of drama, folks. It was a lot of drama.
I think my parents are over 40. I think they're over 40 years.
40 years married?
Married. My parents are in their 70s.
Nice. Mine's... I don't know.
60s probably.
60s, 70s. Well, my mom's...
How old are you?
I'm 31. So my dad's...
Did your mom have you young?
My mom had me when she was in her 30s. So she's 60 now.
Okay.
My dad's 50 because my dad's actually 10 years younger than my mom.
Yeah, I was going to say probably 60s.
Yeah, which is usually the other way around. And whenever I say that, like I tell a lot of women, especially older women, I say, oh yeah, my mom's actually 10 years older than my dad. And they're like, nice.
Oh.
A lot of old women always just want like, nice.
Well. I mean.
Is your man that much younger than you?
No.
No.
Like a year?
A year.
Not even a full year?
Not even, okay. I mean, that doesn't even matter, really.
Right.
Once you hit 21, it's all, who cares, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, once you're able to go to the bar and, like, drink and hang out, like, what else is there to do? You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Like, the worst 2 years of your life are 19 and 20. Because you're too old for a lot of shit, but not old enough for everything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then once you hit 21, it's like, finally, fucking life's free. Like, it's the worst 2 years. Because, like, before 18, you're like, oh, I'm not 18 yet. And then you turn 18, you're like, oh, I'm an adult. And then after 19 and 20, it's just like, okay, I'm an adult.
And then you're like, I didn't really want to be an adult.
No. Every day you wake up, it's like, fuck.
Being an adult fucking sucks! It sucks.
What classes did you take when you started doing comedy?
I took... This is going to sound ridiculous, but I took classes that were all women. Like, all ladies classes.
Yeah.
It was just more of like a safety thing. Like, you know what I mean? It's more of like a...
What were the schools?
So the first one I did was actually at Flappers, believe it or not.
I heard they have a pretty good program there.
It's not a bad program, and more than Flappers though, the woman who was my, like, I don't know, teacher or whatever, she ended up being like a mentor to me, and her name is Renee Percy. Shout out Renee Percy. Fucking love you, girl. She taught my first classes, and then after that, me and her, we worked together with photography, and then we, I photographed like a funny calendar for her. Like,
that's cool.
And I learned a lot about how to really be myself on stage, and how to really properly write a joke when I come up with a premises and all that kind of stuff. Like, just little things like that have helped me along the way. I feel like everybody, when they first are like, okay, I'm going to do comedy, and then they try to get into it, they're just like, I'm just going to get up on stage and riff like how Bill Burr does. You know what I mean? And it's just like, y'all don't realize that he's been literally doing every bar or every major venue for months.
Years.
Working on his shit over and over again.
Yeah.
So, they just think that everybody just gets up there and talks. And it's just like, no. That's absolutely not how it works. Like,
you have to actually think about shit.
Yeah, and write shit and properly know different styles of writing and how to make things punch harder, and and you have to go to every open mic, and open mics are the worst thing in the fucking world.
Some of them are fun.
Oh, God. Open mics are rough.
Fair.
Not to mention, open mics sometimes will... For me... I've been to open mics, and then I hear comics that I was at open mics with doing my jokes later on.
Oh.
Yeah, so that kind of cut open mics for me. I'm not doing them. I just, like, it's happened twice now.
Twice. Do you know who the comics were? You can put the name out there?
I'm not calling out names.
It's
not necessary.
Yeah.
And I'm not a drama queen. And honestly, if my joke is working for them, more power to them. Like,
that's interesting. I don't know how it is, like, steal someone's joke. Like, cause like when you work up there, it's like your babies. You know what I mean? Like, you make them, and like you're figuring them out, and you're like, why use someone else's joke? Like, there's one thing if we're at a mic and then like you say something and I'm like, oh, that, and then I riff off it. That's one thing. But then you go off somewhere else. That's another whole thing. Like there's that one.
I've heard my stuff word for word.
Word for word?
Yes, and I'm like, how?
Wow. That's interesting.
So that turned me off from open mics pretty.
Was it the same
hard.
mic or was it different mics?
And it's always guys. It's always guys that steal them.
Okay.
I haven't had a girl steal a joke from me ever. I've had a girl one time do a joke that was relatively close to something I do.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's a lot of premises out there that are very much the same. Close, and so I try to be open-minded because
that's happened to me before. Because I was
and nothing's original. You know what I mean?
Because I was like I was at one open mic. It was at Tau Comedy, and I was like one of the first ones, and I had a condom joke, and I had a condom and COVID joke.
Oh, okay.
And like the first whole half of this dude who went like 10, 15 people after me, like, cause I was trying to stay as long as I can, and he just like, like the first like whole half of his joke was pretty much like mine, but then the second half was different. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, sure, same premise, but like I get it because it was the first setup was the same. So I was like, all right, setup's the same, but the ending's different. So that's different. You know what I mean? You can get the similar thought process of it. So I'm like, all right, that's how it is.
Yeah.
What other schools did you? How many different classes do you do?
I did whatever the one. I didn't do like a full like schooling. Mm-hmm. I just went to like
workshops.
Yeah, basically workshops with Renee. I did the Pretty Funny Women's course, which a ton of women comedy have done. It's a great one too with Lisa. And then after that, I was just like, I felt pretty solid about that I knew how to more properly write and how to like take an idea and take from an idea to a premise to a premise to a punch, you know, all that kind of stuff. All the basics. The basics.
How does that work? How do you get a premise and then turn that into like a joke and make it into something funny for the stage? Because I know sometimes I'll think of something, but I'm like, fuck, I can't do it on stage because it's like, it's funny when we do it here talking, but I'm like, fuck, how do I make it so that way people who are random in a room can get it too? You know what I mean? It's kind of like you got to word the joke differently, make that premise that you know is funny and shape it into that it's funny for an audience and a crowd, not just like funny sitting down on the couch.
For me, my development process with joke writing stems from... It's gonna sound ridiculous. I'll get stoned and I'll type stuff into my phone. Yeah. And then I'll do like a dive bar show or something like that. And I'll just try everything out. Or I do a really good workshop room is Hamburger Mary's with Samantha Hale.
Oh, they do
They do it a Monday night. It's amazing. And it's such a supportive crowd. It's a great crowd. But they honestly will laugh at your stuff if it's funny and not laugh at it. And sometimes I'll just throw premises out there and just try to like get crowd work back from it, right? Like I'm having a conversation with somebody in the audience and then I'll build from that. That happens a lot. And or just taking something and breaking it down into what makes that funny to me. Like one of my friends, Sina, once taught me, when you're writing a joke, here's your premise of the joke and you put it in the middle of the circle, right? And then you're going to make all these little bubbles, like one of these little bubble charts. And these are all the little funny things about that and why they're, you know, like these ones are funny because of this and this one's... I do a lot of list jokes. I do a lot of like the three...
One, two, three, yeah.
The rule of three list jokes. I do tons of those. Like, oh, your dick looks like this and this and this and this and this. You know what I mean? And those work really well for me because I've learned how to perform them so that they punch hard. Yeah. So, but to make those types of jokes, that's one of the things I do is what my friend Sina taught me. And so here's your main premise, and then you just, here's all the little things about it, and just piece together where the fat can be cut. Yes. And then you're left with maybe 2 or 3 things. And then you punch up your joke with those 2 or 3 things in the way that you want to. Do you want to do it with a comparison? And then you take whatever is the most ridiculous option you can possibly go. Like, here's your joke road, and it's going this way, and the way that skews all the way back this way, that's the road you're going to fucking take to get the hardest punch because it's the weirdest turn you could have possibly taken.
Yes. That's pretty good. Yes, that's a good like...
That's how you keep your audience kind of guessing also, like, oh shit, what's coming out with this one, you know?
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of, especially new comics, there is a lot of fat, and they're doing a lot of explanation. Yes. And I feel like what a lot of people don't do is they don't trust the audience. I mean, there's not a lot of trust between the audience and themselves. They're like, what is it? I forget the phrases. Don't think the audience is stupid. Yeah. Yeah. Don't think the audience is stupid. Assume that they're smart. Assume that they're gonna get the joke. You know what I mean? And so sometimes there's also those comics who do all like high sophisticated humor, and they're good. They're chuckles, but like. When I find it funny when they do the high sophisticated humor, and when it goes over people's head, they're like, "Oh, guess you guys aren't blah 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 fans." Yeah. I'm like,
But I think that's one of the things I learned from Renee as well, if I'm talking about that kind of thing, like, it's when you go super obscure, because we all have, like, a weird, obscure thing that we're into, right? And we find some type of joy or humor or whatever behind that. But you have to remember, if it's a weird, obscure thing, like, nobody else is going to fucking get that reference. You know what I mean? Because the general public doesn't know whatever kind of pornography anime you're into and why this is hilarious. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Not that you're into anime porn. I was just trying to think of something kind of obscure, and I was like, well, that's actually way more mainstream.
It's super mainstream, let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, the whole audience right now of anybody that's watching this is just like, oh, that's not obscure at all. I get that reference. That was the worst reference to make, you know? I
don't know, but it's just like something about Van Nuys, I guess. Do you ever see that the donut hole in La Puente? No, there's this in La Puente. There used to be this giant like drive-through donut shop, and it was in the shape of a giant donut. So that's like something like obscure that I can make a joke out. It'll probably work out in like the La Puente area, but it wouldn't work too much out here in Van Nuys. Okay. So
yeah. Like, location wise,
stuff like location.
Yeah, know your audience, and people love when you're in their area and you start fucking with it. They love that shit. Yeah. But also, if they don't, like, where was I? I was in the Bay. I was in the Bay at Tommy T's. Okay. Right? And I said, we were at Tommy T's, and Tommy T's is in a very nice suburban area. Right? And the audience that came was a gritty ass audience. So, and I can't remember what the fuck that place is. It was like Dublin. Pleasanton is where it was called. Is what it was called. Tommy T's is in Pleasanton. Okay. Which is a nice little area. And I said to the audience, the first thing I said on stage was, I was like, "Yo, who here is actually from Pleasanton that's in this room?" Silence. There was like one hand that went up. Yeah. And I was just like, okay, so this is the real audience. You're like. That's coming out for this show. But yeah, and then I kind of like clowned a little bit on Pleasanton, like the nudge, you know what I mean? Like, this is obviously a Hispanic show, you know what I mean? Like, because there's no blonde hair or...
No, the only blonde hair is dyed. we all have those answers, this platinum blonde hair. Yeah. Shit, don't even get me started. But, it is, it was true. Because, like, doing shows in West Hollywood is different than doing shows in like East LA versus doing shows in Orange County. Yeah. Like, what do you feel is like the difference, especially here in the LA area? What is it like doing different rooms?
I think as long as you go into it like ready to have fun with your room, your room will give you that energy back most of the time, unless it's a weirdo audience, which happens. But
What's a weirdo audience?
I feel like weirdo audiences happen way more in LA than they do in other places.
How so? What is a weirdo audience? What does that mean? Like, they just don't laugh at anything?
Sometimes, yeah. Like, I've gotten weirdo audiences super bad at flappers. And I'm like, why did you come to a comedy club tonight? Like, if you're really just going to sit there and just stare at literally every comic that just goes at. Like, if I went to a comedy show and they were that terrible that I didn't laugh through the whole thing, I would get up halfway through it and be like, I'm out of here. This is fucking trash. Yeah. Like, what are you doing? You're just sitting there, and then, or sometimes audiences, at least shows that I've been on, they're stoned, and so they do this look. They go, and they just smile at you with like an open mouth. Yeah, like they're just like, and then you'll get these chuckles because the room's stoned. Yeah. So they're not. It's not like those big belly laughs that are so intentful. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's stoned laughs. So you get, huh. See?
Yeah, it is like a whole minute after. It's like you say a joke and you're halfway through your other one. They're like, I get the last one.
Yes. But some of those rooms are my favorite rooms. I do the green room with Max. Okay. And it's in Venice. Mm-hmm. And it's a weed-friendly show. It's a really fun show. But those audiences, you don't get like that huge satisfying roar laugh that you can get at like at the store or like Ice House or something like that. It's way more of like just a
well, that's funny, isn't it?
Or they'll do like a you know what I mean? Like stoner laughs, which are, or you'll just get the claps where they just go.
That's when you know it's really good. When they actually move their body, that's them dying on the floor hysterically.
But those shows are so much fun. They're so much fun. But I've had, you know where I've had a weird audience? And this is no shade to the person who owns this club because that's my homegirl. But I had a weird audience at the Hollywood Comedy one time.
I love Hollywood Comedy though.
I love Hollywood Comedy too.
I hate it for the open mics though.
But they have weirdo audiences sometimes that are just kind of like staring at you. And I think it's because the proximity of that place is so close.
Yeah.
Like they are right there and you're looking into all of their eyes. And I think sometimes that intimidates audience.
Yeah.
When you're too much like
in their face, like you're really in their face.
And I'm an aggressive comic, so sometimes that aggression in that intimate of a space will give people anxiety versus like laughter. Yeah. So.
No, I love Hollywood comedy. Just out here
causing issues. It shows.
I love Hollywood comedy. I always used to compare it to Pasadena comedy because Giant opened both before the Pasadena closed down. I always just say like. Pasadena comedy was like community college. Everyone was so nice, like, great job. Oh, great to see you today. And then Hollywood comedy is like, you know, when you go to the office job, it's just like, hey, you're here again.
Yeah.
Get to work.
But I've also had good audiences at Hollywood comedy, which is why I said no shade. Because
it's great.
They can't control the audience that's coming in, obviously. And it's an amazing venue. So, like, love that little stage.
Is there any places that you don't like? Or is there... Like, for me, for example, I love the venue, but I hate the owner, is Chateau.
I won't perform at the Chateau.
Yeah, same, for the same reason, because of Felix. Because I just...
100%.
Yeah, because if you look through all my shit, like, I always put Felix on blast, and everyone's like, oh, why do you say that? Don't say anything bad about him. It's like, no, fuck that, fuck him.
Oh, ask any female comic in comedy.
Yeah, fuck it. And everyone's like, oh, but has it happened to anyone you know? And I said, that's what I said, and I was like, does it have to? Does it have to happen to someone I know?
I absolutely agree with you on that. Yeah. But at the same time, like...
Yeah.
That's a shade-ass comment.
Yeah, like, he's like, you gotta do it because it's like one of the best ones. So you can go there. I was like, bro, it's not about like it being like a nice...
Who's trying to be the best one at Comedy Chateau?
Yeah. It's not that... It's a beautiful venue, but...
The venue's great. I don't have anything to say about that building.
No, but Felix, he's disgusting the way he treats people. Why is it that every 3 months? Why is it the whole wait staff changes? And like you even hear in the middle of shows, he's like cursing like the wait staff.
Not just the wait staff, the management, the bartending staff, everybody.
Yeah,
just I think that one guy is the only guy I've ever seen stay there.
Not even no comic. Like every a lot of comics just like yeah, not right.
I know, I'm a sucker. I'm just like, I just love her.
Yeah.
Look at her.
But
she's just so happy.
That's the only club. Like, I would love, like, the one across the street, Haha. I love Haha.
Love Haha, too.
Haha. I love it because it's, like, such a 90s vibe. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I could see Jerry Seinfeld right there, just like...
It's a very legendary spot.
Mm-hmm.
I love the people that run and own that club very much. They're great. They're great people. And You're just being... Are you being extra? You're sick.
Just a little bag of guacamole.
Oh, now you're playing, huh?
Yeah, what other clubs do you like to go to? And like venues?
I do Ice House.
Mm-hmm. Because that just reopened finally.
It just reopened this year. Woo! And I do, I'm producing a show there, but nice. I'm also like hosting for them and doing all kinds of other stuff. And their staff... Allie and Chad, Shay, I fucking love those people so much. They are, that could be my favorite spot. They're just so good to comics and you know, it's the best stuff.
Yeah.
I love the Comedy Store. I just barely got to do my first main room at the Comedy Store.
How was that?
I've done Belly many a time, and I've done original, but I had never done main.
Yeah.
And I was really excited about it, and I was the last comic on like a super late night show. Ugh. And by the time I finally got on stage, I was closing out the show.
Nice.
But they still gave me 7 minutes,
nice.
And they were like, just close it out when you're done. There was like 20 people left. 2 people were leaving, and I was like, "No, you stay for my shit. You stay for my set, goddammit."
I made it, bitch.
I've waited. I don't even know how many years to get on the stage. You stay for my set. They sat back down.
Yeah.
They sat back down, and it was the end of the night. Everybody wanted to go home, but I'll be damned. I made every single one of those 20 people that was left in the audience laugh their ass off.
Nice.
So, so that was amazing, and I love Comedy Store. It's such a classic club. Yeah, those would be my faves. I would say probably Ice House, and the Store for me.
Nice.
I would say the Factory, but I haven't really performed there.
Yeah.
I performed there once for Chocolate Sundays. But.
Oh, nice. I know you used to always be at Flappers for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
How was working on Flappers like? What is it like working on one of the main clubs? Because like Flappers is on like the same level I would say is like Hollywood Improv, the Store. Like it's kind of like one of those foundational
Improv's
places.
a good one too. I totally spaced on Improv.
No, it's all good.
There's so many good venues.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't have any like venues that I don't like other than Chateau. Honestly.
Yeah.
I'll go anywhere except for Chateau. I legitimately won't perform there.
Yeah.
If they asked me, if they were like, "We'll pay you," I'd be like, "No, I'm all set."
No.
Until that place gets a change of ownership, I won't step foot in there.
Yeah, and I keep telling comics that it's like, oh, you shouldn't talk about this. Like, well, people said the same thing about like Harvey Weinstein and fucking Bill Cosby, and like, if no one speaks up, then who the fuck is gonna do anything about it? This is what I hate about like these people. Is like these fake people was like, oh, Me Too.
Aside from the womanizing,
yeah,
the disrespect to both male and female comics, to comics in general, that happens at that venue is completely unacceptable, in my opinion. So I won't have anything to do with it. I had my incidents that had happened at that place, and I won't go back.
Yeah.
So, and that's all there is to it. And there's a lot of people that feel the same way.
And they should. I agree with that.
So, and to say that they shouldn't say stuff like that out there, well, fuck it, I don't give a shit.
Right? You should. Because then everyone's like, oh, no. You gotta.
Well, who am I offending?
Right?
If you're getting offended, maybe you're part of the problem.
Yeah. It's like, you shouldn't say that about people. It's like, so what? That's what you're supposed to do. If you actually believe in all this Me Too, # Black Lives Matter, like, step up and believe what you believe in. I hate the people who's like, they say all these things online, but when shit happens in front of them, they don't do anything about it. They want to actually take a stand. I know people who I've told that to, and I was like, oh, well, that's cool, but I'm performing Chateau in 2 weeks. You want to come see me? And I was like, no, dude, I'm not even going to go fucking watch a show there. I mean, the only other people who have a visceral reaction to her is just Baca. I love Baca, but just his...
I did one show with him at a place called Saints and Sinners.
It's a cool spot. I mean,
yeah, I haven't worked with him since that show.
It's kind of... He's doing his shows like comedy roulette. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you go in there, not my turn. I mean, it's if you want like stage time and you have nowhere else to go.
He said, "Not my turn."
That's what it is. It's comedy roulette. Just nope. You're there for fucking 40 comics and then it's you. And it's like, all right, I'm kind of done.
The reason that I won't do another show with that guy is because he wouldn't give me a +1. And I'm sorry, but if I'm bringing somebody with me, and I bring somebody with me pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
It's my one person. It's a safety thing for me. I don't know any of these people, these producers, these shows, these venues. I'm a woman by myself. If I want to fucking bring a +1, I'm going to bring a +1.
Yeah.
How many times has that +1 had to pay to go to my shows? Over so many years.
Yeah.
I just was like, no, if you want me there, this person is...
Coming with me. Yeah. That's fair.
And it's not a crisis, but it was like a huge issue.
Yeah,
that I had one person.
Yeah.
And fuck you, bro.
It's one thing if it's like a whole group of people.
No, I don't have an entourage. I have one person with me most of the time.
Yeah, that
keeps me safe and is supportive. And it's like if somebody has a cameraman with you, right? Or an assistant, or their sister, or a loved one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever. It's the same thing. Or a fucking emotional support animal dog. I just want to be able to take my dogs everywhere with me. I'm just saying.
You just get one of those fake service vests.
I know, right? Huh.
And you produced your own shows, right? So,
yeah.
So what is it like to produce your own shows? You like going out to get the venues? You have to rent out the venues, or you just know the owners? Like, what is it like to produce a show?
Producing is a whole different
beast than just showing up and showing out.
Yeah. Producing is, the worst part about producing is making your lineup. Like, at the show. Like, once you've picked who the comics are that are going to be on it. Because everybody has an ego. And I'm always just like, nobody wants to go first. So I always say, does anybody have another show that night and they need to go up early? I can put you up early. You know what I mean? Like, how do I come across it without bruising anybody? Do you know what I mean? Because that's not what I'm trying to do on any type of show. Or the other thing that sucks about producing is because I only produce minimally because I don't want that to be all I am. Yeah. And doing comedy is more important to me than producing. So, but the other thing that I hate about producing is I have a lot of people that are like, how do I get on your show? Yeah. Or they send me like their tape, their EPK, you know, all this stuff.
They're type 5.
Yeah. They're type 5. And they'll just be like, how do I get on your show? And I'm like, can you sell it out? No, you can't get on my show. You know, and that sucks to have to say, but with what I'm doing and where I'm at and wanting to stay there, like I have to be able to put on people that have not even a pull, like a full-blown, they will sell tickets. Okay. Otherwise, the venue, especially Ice House, like, they'll cancel it, like, real quick if tickets don't start flying immediately. Which is it's not ideal, but it pushes you to hustle. Yeah. And it also has made me way more cutthroat about who I put and don't put on my show. And so now, everybody that asks me, I just tell them now. I'm like, no, can't get on it. I'm sorry. You just can't.
Okay. So you go out of your way looking for people who you know and you trust and you feel like can actually bring people to your show.
No, people that will bring people to my show. Not might or could. Yeah. Will. Yeah. Like, and it's a huge difference. Like, when I was at Flappers, I did like, and it's not even like a bringer type of thing. Like, it's not even that. It's a whole different level. It's a level above that.
Why is that? What is the difference between a bringer show?
Because with Ice House, if I don't sell it out, I won't get to do shows there anymore.
Okay. And so that makes
or I won't be able to pay my comics. Yeah. Paying my comics is huge for me. Yeah. I want everybody, if I do a show, to eat. Yeah. Everybody that's on that show is going to eat if I'm doing a show. Nice.
Well, here's the thing, like with that, like, cause I have a few comics up here and they say, I hate bringers, I'll never do a bringer, you know, blah, blah, blah. If you're the venue, if you're the promoter, you have to sell it out. What do you say to those folks? Like, because my counter to that is, well, if you become famous, every show you do is a bringer. Because, you know, every show, you know, Dave Chappelle, it's his bringer, you mean? He's the one who has to sell out the tickets, and his media, his team has to do that. Yeah. You know, if you know, Bill Burr, he's got the show out the tickets. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, I understand where you're going. Like, is that your ways? You have to teach it. That's the only way you can have.
But I can't make money and pay my comics what they deserve unless those seats are sold. Yeah. If you want to do shows where you're not going to pay your comics and you're giving people exposure or an audience or something like that, and you're not paying them. Yeah. Go do the show at Flappers. Go do the show at a bar. Yeah. Go do the show at Fourth Wall or an open mic or somewhere where it's not as important that the audience isn't there. I want to do shows that have big audiences because eyes on me is laughter. Yeah. And that's all I fucking care about.
I was going to say eyes on me means green in my pocket.
That too. Money's part of it. It's not everything for me, but it's part of it. But yeah, and I want everybody to eat. I don't want to do shows where people get 7 minutes, have to wait through 40 comics, might or might not go up, the mic's going out. Like, I don't want to do that shit. I want to do a legit venue with they have everything set up. They're filming it for everybody if they want to buy a tape. Like, that's why I started producing at Flappers because it was an actual comedy comedy venue. They taped everything.
Yeah.
So I could get tapes if I need it. I could get tapes from 3 years ago if I need it.
Yeah.
For everybody. The sound is always good there.
Yes.
If those rooms fill up, those are great rooms.
Yeah. Great laughter.
So, yeah. And the thing with Flappers for me, I wasn't getting money out of it. So I was able to just put up whoever I wanted, right? And I could do shows with friends or cross-promotion or tit for tat type of thing. I did one show that was legitimately everybody on the show was a fucking producer, just so I could get all of them out of the way.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, everybody that's a producer is going to be put on one show because none of us are that funny, and we're all just going to go on one terrible show. I'm going to get flack for that.
Someone's going to just like, what do you mean? That was a great show. It was so funny.
It was a good show, but it was a good show to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I get you.
Not necessarily anybody else. Did any one of those producers bring anybody?
No. Of course they never do.
There was like 4 people in that audience.
And they bitch about people not bringing...
I'm saying! That's why I'm not doing any of it anymore. Yeah. You want to get on my show? You can't. I'm sorry.
You have to bring people. Yeah.
Not even bring people. Fill that fucking room. Sell it out.
Yeah. That's the goal. That's what you have to do. That's how you level up in this business, right?
I don't have time. Yeah. I don't have time. And I want to do little shows where I don't care if the audience is there or not. I want to do that shit. But that's not, nobody's eating from that. And there's a million open mics you can go to, or mics, or dive bar shows where you can go and do that. Go do that. There's tons of it. Or do it yourself and create your own show. Yeah. But as far as what I'm doing something different.
Would you ever be considering opening up your own venue?
No.
No?
Oh, fuck no. Oh, God, no.
Fuck no.
If I get super famous, I'll just buy Comedy Chateau.
Please do. Please
I'll buy Comedy Chateau, and we'll change it to Comedy Trap House. And then we'll be Comedy Trap House, and then we'll...
Make it sound like the female version of Accidental Chaos.
I don't know about that.
I love Accidental Chaos. It's the frat house comedy.
I've never done it.
It's fun. I mean, it's a nice little room.
I've heard it's wild, and it's a super fun show to do. I haven't done it. I've had multiple people tell me I need to do it.
It's fun. It's fun.
Because I'm a wild-ass comic.
Yeah. But, you'll definitely have fun there. You'll have fun there. You'll have fun there. That's all I gotta say. It's great.
But I haven't done it I have not done that yet. I have had people tell me that I need to.
It's weird, though. It's like, oh, you should do this. It's like, well, why don't you fucking be my, reach out and tell them to put me on then, bitch. Like, okay, cool. The fuck you want me to do with that?
I mean, I don't mind. I'm definitely not, I'm not the one who's ever like, put me on your show then. You know who I do that to? I do that to my homies, like my close homies. Like, my friend Mario and my friend Tyson. Tyson does We Own the Laughs.
I remember that one.
And then Mario does a bunch of, he's Out of Breath Productions is I think his little like comedy team. Anyways, but those two guys, I think it's because I'm close to them. Like they're the homies, right? Like I'd actually go to a bar and just chill with them anyway. Outside of comedy. So like I feel like with those two, I constantly over the years have been like, oh, I'm so mad you didn't put me on that show in Sacramento. This is bullshit. Why am I not on the Silver Lake show? Why am I not on Ty Angel? Because 4 of my other friends are on Ty Angel, and you should have known that. Bitch. Like, why am I not on that? And then I get blasted at the Ty Angel shows that Mario puts on. I get completely shattered out of my mind. And then I whine to him about how I'm not on enough shows with him. But him and Tyson, I feel like they're the only people I do that to. And it's just because I love them and I feel safe with them to do that. You know what I mean? But those guys, I fuck with those dudes hard. They're good. They're good peeps. They're good peeps. Mario's one of my favorite people in comedy. Nice. Him and VJ are like, they're hilarious, first of all. They always do the DJ at the comedy shows, second of all. And the places they do it are so laid back. Always have a great audience. Nice. Like, Ty Angel's dope, and he's doing a bunch of breweries now, too. Nice. Super cool. And those type of shows, you don't gotta bring nobody. You know, whoever comes to the bar comes to the bar, and that's a fun ass show. Like, dude, I'll do those types of shows all day long, but I can't put them on my Ice House show. Yeah,
because it's different. Because they're not gonna bring anyone.
I can't do it. None of us can bring any. I can't bring nobody.
How do you go about like?
You know why I get to be on my show? Because I host it. Yeah. Legitimately. Yeah. I shouldn't even be on those shows.
How do you go about like trying to get people on your show? Like not on your show, but like how to get people
face to face. If you want to get people on your shows, meet them face to face, hang out with them, have a conversation with them, create some type of connection with them that you can keep back and forth. Because especially when people start getting up in like the more paid regulars at store and all that kind of stuff, those people don't like, they want to hear, hey, I talked to your agent, we're going to cut you a deal into this show. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a whole different game. Yeah. Like, there's this game out here and there's this game out here. I'm trying to do this game over here right now. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be an asshole to anybody, but I'm trying to solidify my shit before I can pull everybody else up. You know what I mean?
That you have to. You can't
and say everybody just gets so fucking hungry for it the second they see anybody else getting there. Yeah. It's just like, hey, can I be on your show? Hey, how did you get into Ice House? Hey, how did you do this? Blah, 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 blah. What are your contacts? Can I get their numbers? And everything else. Oh, how did you work with Renee? Are you doing more stuff with Renee? Oh, you're opening for Renee? Like, all this kind of stuff of that's how it just, like, all gets thrown at you, and you're just like, yo, can I fucking make it first before I fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why I kind of had to turn into an asshole about stuff, which is not in my character at all. I try to be super nice to everybody, but at the same time, like, bro, I can only do so much. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not making it. I'm still stressing about my rent, bro. Yeah. Like,
it's hard to struggle living in Los Angeles.
So so I'm just like, let me make it first. Everybody shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, let me just get there. If I can get there, then I can, you know what I mean? But, like, I gotta get there first.
We all do. We all want to, I mean, like, we all suffer from, like, you know, we all, being in LA, we're in the one location in the whole world where you're a point away, and that's the person. Yeah. That's the person. In every room that you're here in Los Angeles, you're 1 point away from being, that's the person.
Which is why it feels so competitive here. But to be honest with you, that's why I am trying to do so many more shows outside of LA. I just don't even want to.
Like where? Where more?
I want to do literally comedy shows anywhere and everywhere outside of LA. Anywhere and everywhere outside of LA. I'll go down south. I'll go up north. I'll go out of state. I love the Bay. Yeah. I love Vegas.
Who doesn't?
I'm originally from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Oh, impressive. I wouldn't believe it.
Nobody ever does.
I wonder why.
Definitely not Mormon. It's the first thing that everybody asks. But no, anywhere else. I want to go anywhere else I can. And I really want to start heading towards east a little bit.
New York?
So I'd love to do New York or Chicago.
Well, what I did is I made my New York trip, so I went for a week. So I spend my mornings in Manhattan and my nights in Brooklyn.
Oh, nice.
So okay. I was just doing
Williamsburg or Greenpoint.
More that area. Yeah.
Okay,
so Bushwick.
Bushwick. Okay.
Yeah, Bushwick, that area. Yeah. And what I was doing is all week I was just going to mic, and just making connections. Hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Talk. I did the same thing. I went last February to New Orleans. I went to the lounge, Hi-Ho Lounge out there. And I made a few friends out there. One of them actually hit me up. He's like, hey, I'm going to LA for a week. Do you know any spots I can hit up? And I was like, boom, 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 boom. Here's some spots. You know? And like,
you sent him the Comedy Bureau.
It's just send the Comedy Bureau, but I also send them to like another ones, a few other mics.
Oh, nice.
Tao Comedy,
very cool.
Fourth Wall. I love Tao. I love Bobby. Bobby's great.
Bobby's a wonderful woman.
Yeah, it's just like being able to connect with a whole bunch of different comics in different places, and then like I've had a comic reach out to me and it's like, hey, I'm coming out to LA. Yeah. Like, what can you? I'm on this show and I have an open spot. You want to come out with me? And I was like, oh sure, I'll do it. So stuff like that. Like you get lucky just like meeting people, talking to people. But the funniest shit about that is one of my friends, Jules Velasquez, love you, bitch, but you fucked me over. So I asked her for a list. You're
getting called out, bitch.
Yeah, I love her. She knows that, bitch. But I asked her for a list of spots to hit up in Brooklyn, and she's like, oh, I ain't got one, but my homegirl does. She sends me one of her other homegirls who's also a lesbian, and I was like, all right, cool, thanks for the list. So I go to the first two mics on the list, right? First one is a gay bar, and I was like, all right, cool, this is fun. Second one was an even gayer bar, and I was like, all right, this is funner. I need a new list. So half the time I was at gay bars, just doing a whole bunch of mics at gay bars, and then the other half I was just non-straight bars, I guess. But it was fun. You learn. It's you know how it is playing in West Hollywood. It was like playing in West Hollywood all over again.
West Hollywood, love it. Oh my gosh, this little one. Oh my! Oh, the high fives.
You used to see, like when I used to have the Huskies, what she used to do. I would be petting both of them, and the second I take my hands off her, she would literally wrap her arms around my hand, and I was like, "No, you're not going anywhere."
What is she mixed?
I don't know. She's just junkyard dog. That's all I know. She was born from the streets of Pomona.
She's discreet.
Yeah.
She's a discreet pup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Junkyard.
She's a junkyard mutt.
So your ultimate goal with comedy is more just like being a touring comic?
I just want to be a working comedian. I think like that's like the main thing for me is like I want to be a working comedian, like where it's literally my job.
Yeah. And the job of being a comedian is multiple facets, like doing
that would be like the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple facets, just anything where I'm making people laugh.
Yeah. So
anything where I'm making people laugh and
just comedy, just being a comic. That's nice because like a lot of comics over here is like they have different goals. Some comics they want to open up their own studio. Some comics they want to host their own podcast. Some people they want to be a TV actor and all that stuff. You just want to do whatever happens.
I want to make people laugh. I legitimately want to make people laugh.
Just have fun with it.
Yeah.
I know. I love that. I'm kind of the same way because the comedy is more just about having fun with it.
I fell in love with comedy because I was scared of it. So every time I step on that stage is healing for me. Nice. And every time I make others laugh, that's healing for them.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. I mean, when you make people laugh, I mean, especially one of the things that I love about my job, what I do is like helping people heal. And like seeing that look from their eyes when they're like, whatever, and you see them all happy and shit. And they're all in a better mood. I love that view. You little bitch.
I'm sorry, we're playing with your dog.
You're enjoying yourself, huh?
She's having all the fun. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. The little noises she makes, the breathing.
That's just her. She has a small throat, so actually she has to. That's why it's hard for her to breathe. She actually, her throat's so small that the doctors have to use a special like catheter to go down her throat.
Aww.
Because she's so. The thing I hate, bitch pissed me off when I first got her because she's been in my family for 5 years, but I've had her for over a year now. It was when she came to live with me, but I took her to the vet and she was 20 pounds at the time, and she said, "Oh, she's a little big. She needs to lose about 10 pounds." Oh, I'm like, bitch. The fuck you mean she needs to lose 10 pounds? That's literally half her fucking body weight.
Yeah.
And like, but she looks good, huh? She's 18 pounds now. But she's thick. Like, look at her chest. Look at her shoulders. You know how you know she's a Mexican dog? She got big chest and little arms.
She's just tiny, little beautiful. Yeah, she's the tiniest little girl. Ooh, ah, the nibble. Ah! Stinker. Yeah, I'm obsessed with dogs!
You have a dog yourself, right?
I got 2.
What are your dogs?
They're about the same size as her. Maybe a little taller.
Taller?
And, well, this is about the same size as Lily, I want to say. Okay. She's a little longer, maybe. Mine are Chihuahua Terrier mixes.
Oh, okay. She's just Chihuahua Street Mix.
Chihuahua Street Mix for sure.
We call it Little Taco.
She might have a little dachshund in her.
I wouldn't know. You know what things is I hate those like 23andMe's. You knew that. You know you can do that for your dog, right?
Yeah, but I'm not doing that for my fucking dog.
Stupid. It's like $200-$300. I'm like, this is a fucking scam. Honestly, my biggest fear of those is they're gonna take the 23andMe, and in like 100 and 200 years, they're gonna clone me, and they're gonna have a clone army. And who's gonna fight for my clone rights?
Wait, what's happening?
You know how it's one of my conspiracy theories that they're gonna.
This
they're
is
gonna
off the rails. This is going way off the rails right now.
Because you know how they caught the Golden State Killer, right?
No, how do they catch the Golden State Killer?
So one of his nephews, his like grandnephews, it was like a famous killer from like the 70s and 80s. He was like murdered a whole bunch of people up and down the coast. Pat Oswald.
Not Richard Ramirez.
I don't remember his name.
That's the Night Stalker.
That's the Night Stalker. No, it's the one that Patty Oswald's wife was super invested in. But I forget. But I just remember his nickname. But his grandnephew took one of those DNA tests, and so they went through they went backwards and regenerated one of the blood samples they had from one of the crime scenes, and they matched it, and then they went backwards, and then they found that, and then they like synced it up, and so they went backwards, and that's how they found that they were related, and so that's how they found the Golden State Killer. Yeah,
that's wild.
There was another instance where this one lady, I forget what state it was, but she
backtracked it, the whole thing.
Another lady, she actually got caught up because 2 years ago, prior to her getting locked up for a robbery, she went in for a rape kit, and so that DNA was on file, and she went out and committed a crime, and she left DNA evidence there, and that's how they found out that she committed the crime. So it's like you can't let your DNA out there.
No.
So this is my next fear is they're gonna start using like DNA. So like you know how with like our data, like you know how like privacy rights, that's the big thing. I think our DNA rights is gonna be the next big fight. I think people aren't talking about
DNA rights.
Yes, like who has rights to your DNA?
Nobody has rights to my DNA except for me.
Well, what about your children? What about if you if you dispose of a condom in the middle of the road? Right? What about if
that's reckless abandonment.
Reckless abandonment. But like shit like that, like there was that famous case. I think it was his last name was Cotton, but it was because there was a book about it was about picking cotton, and this guy got.
I'm sorry, I told you I was gonna have issues because your dog is so cute, just biting me. Oh, you little butt.
She doesn't bite, she just nibbles.
Yeah, she nibbles. the time. Sorry,
she's like that. You should see her. I actually, whenever I get her stuffed animals, she literally rips it open, and just pulls out
all the stuffing.
Pulls out all the fucking
That's
stuffing.
That's what mine do too.
She literally like it's a fucking squirrel. She's like just killing it.
Oh, I'm trying to pet you.
Wait, what are your dog's names again?
Lily and Scooter.
Scooter, how old are they?
Scooter is 10 and Lily is 9. Oh wait, they might be 11 and 10 now. I think Scooter's actually 11 and Lily is 10. Yeah.
Old as fuck.
They're getting there. I don't feel like they're old dogs. They act very puppyish.
She's only 5.
Lucy, you're only 5. That's why you still playing around.
She was born on New Year's.
Oh.
She's a New Year's baby. Yeah.
She's so stinking cute. I can't.
She sleeps with me every night.
I've got issues with dogs, man.
Yeah. Well, back to comedy.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Not good. She. So what was what do you feel like was the difference with comedy before and post COVID?
Before and post COVID?
Yeah. Do you feel like there's a difference like between like the community, like comics themselves, the audience?
I think COVID for a while kind of cleared it out.
Was it a reset?
Yeah. I feel like it was kind of a reset button. A lot of people quit.
Yeah. A lot of people quit.
Whereas I feel like it's starting to resaturate a bit now. Again. A lot of people came back I feel like a lot of people were like, oh, I'm going to come back way stronger from this. I'm going to write every day. I'm going to do all these jokes. I'm going to practice at home, blah, blah, blah. And literally they got whiff of how horrific the Zoom shows were.
Yeah, they were bad.
They were bad. And, she's got me going. And, don't crinkle it. You're going to be... Okay, all right. They got whiff of the Zoom shows, and everybody was just like, fuck it, right?
Yeah.
And then they came back either rusty or doing the same shit that they had been doing.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, you gonna keep doing the same shit you've been doing?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, or people were just like, fuck it, I just don't want to do comedy anymore. Like, they lost their joy from it. Because the pandemic freaked everybody the fuck out.
Yeah.
Remember we had to put those fucking condom things on the mic?
Yeah.
Like, all kinds of shit like that. Like, it changed things up weirdly, you know? A lot of shows, like, then when comedy came back, shows were packed for, like, I want to say
3-4 months, yeah.
A solid month, like, packed to the gills.
Yeah.
And then you started to see the taper.
Yeah.
And now I feel like it's back to, like, it's oversaturated. There's so much going on that, like, people can't get people into seats and all this other stuff. And
because there are a lot of shows out here, even right here in the valley. You know, like I said.
Yeah, there's a ton.
There's mics. There's fourth walls down the street from here.
Yeah.
Ha ha.
Ha ha.
Shit
toe.
Shit toe. Shit toe.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Liquid Zoo on some.
Corbin
Balls. I still need to go. The thing is that when we're so busy on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's hard to get out there.
Now they're doing shows at the Universal Bar and Grill.
In Universal City?
Yeah.
It's City Walk?
Yeah. Ryan Tamla used to do a show there.
Who?
Ryan Tamla.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit.
Valley Jesus.
Oh, shit. I didn't even know that. Oh, I might have to go there. There's that, and then there's there's Fox and Hounds.
Fox and Hound. Deadpan does.
Deadpan. I love it. Aaron love Deadpan. Then there's Mrs. Robinson.
Oh, I love all the shows.
Yeah, there's a lot of great places here. It's hard.
Yeah, Mrs. Robinson's. A friend of mine got fucking roofied there.
Oh shit. Well.
FYI.
Yeah, that can happen.
I don't know who it was, and she was safe for the rest of the night. She was with friends.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah. No, but it's different now. I mean, like, even, like, remember, like, there's now, like, the outdoor mics. There's more outdoor mics. I feel like there's more, like, places, like, people do it at parks. People do it in, like, their backyard. Mm-hmm. I mean, around the corner from here, there's a Big Chillin'.
Oh, I love Josh.
Mm-hmm.
And Roger.
Roger, yes. Jonathan. Oh.
Jonathan, not Josh. I'm stoned. Jonathan.
Hernandez.
You didn't hear me say Josh.
I was like, Josh? I was like, who's Josh?
No, it's Jonathan.
Jonathan, yeah.
It's Jonathan and Roger.
Yeah,
I'm high. Sorry. He knows. I know who he is.
But she knows.
He knows who I... Okay. Shout out Big Chillin'. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
So I don't sound like too much of an asshole.
It's all good. It's all good.
An asshole. That's the homie.
So yeah, so like those mics, do you feel like...
That's a really safe mic. I really love the Big Chillin' mic.
Yeah, it's really nice. The guys are good. It's a really good area.
Oh, good area and like good people. Super supportive mic. Mm-hmm. Always get laughs.
I love it when I will say this. The main reason I started going there is that so that way they could take pictures and put my picture up. Just so I could take like a screenshot of my picture. And they never put my picture up. They only put me on reels. Like, it's so sad.
They do take good pictures.
They take great pictures. Pictures there. It's been cold and windy, so they've been on hiatus for a minute. So I hope they should be coming up back from the spring, I think. But I haven't even talked to them. I haven't been there in a minute.
I saw Jonathan. It was Jonathan. I saw Jonathan the other day at Why did I say Josh? Who am I thinking of?
I don't know.
I saw Jonathan the other day with Richard, Villa, and Ace. We were all down. What was that show called? Oh, Karina's show.
Los Muertes?
Yeah.
Los Muertes, yeah.
That's Karina's show, right?
I think so.
Yeah. We just did her show all together. That was a fun one.
I haven't been to that one, but I need to do that one.
She's super sweet.
Love Karina. It's one of those things like, You have to go meet people in person, and it's like...
I'm sorry.
You look so guilty when you did. You're like... You look like you're 5 again.
But
like,
she's so cute. She wants to play so hard.
This is what I do.
Oh!
I just throw it over there. You can hear her little titty-tatty.
The tip... Oh! You're so happy. Good job. I can't.
You're having fun.
I'm sorry. Back to the interview.
Who was I honestly just forgot your name was the first.
I should never be allowed on like Conan or anything like that. I would just like.
Well, there's a dog.
What's going on over here? Raging 88.
Well, that's what I like. That's what I like about my show. Is kind of just whatever happens.
Yeah, it's super chill. There you go. You good?
She's alright. She's not really that good. She's an okay girl.
Oh, you're kind of naughty, huh?
A little bitch sometimes, honestly. But she's my favorite bitch.
That's right.
I try and take her a lot of shows and mics when I can. You'd be surprised some people don't give a shit about her. And like people would like make their whole set about the dog.
Oh.
They were like, look, people will stop and was like, got a dog here. Okay.
That's my finger, not your toy.
She might take a nail off.
I don't mind. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
And I live just down the street. If you ever need a dog sitter, you let me know.
She does alright with other dogs. She literally, when I take her to my mom's house, she'll sit if I leave in the garage, she'll sit in front of the garage door and wait for me. If I leave through the front door, she'll sit at the front door the whole time and wait for me.
Oh, she misses you. My dogs are assholes. Scooter doesn't get along with anybody. Scooter has gotten into fights in the backyard with dogs 3 times his size.
Yeah, little ones knows that.
He's a dick.
My mom gets upset because like I said, I call her my favorite bitch. And I'm just panning her, who's my favorite bitch? Who's my favorite bitch?
Oh my god.
And my mom's like, don't call her that. Don't call her that. And
she loves it, look.
Yeah. But my mom texted me after I saw her last time. She's like, next time you see Lucy, you hold her and you hold her nose to nose and you tell her you love her.
That's the fucking technical term for a female dog, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bitch.
Yeah. It is a female dog. So she's like, you can't call her that. And it's like,
that's alright. I'm a bitch too. We good?
I'm a bad bitch.
Yeah.
See. But she likes it.
She does like it.
I take her whenever it's funny. Some places they're like, "Oh, you can't bring her here." And I was like, "Okay, bye." I just walked the fuck out. I thought about getting those fake service vests. I'm like, nah.
Mine, I feel like people would know it was bullshit because my dogs are all bad.
Mine's might work. You know what I could probably do is I could probably just say that she's a diabetes dog.
Oh.
Just wear a silver bracelet everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of smart.
That's the only thing, because you know that you could train dogs to sniff for diabetes. Like if you're gonna go into a shock, like they have stuff like that. I mean,
or epilepsy.
Epilepsy. Also with like you can train a dog to do CPR.
Yeah, they can.
They do CPR.
Yeah, they can do I've seen that. It's crazy, right?
You can train a dog to do a lot of things. They can be drug sniffing dogs. I have a funny story.
How are we talking about comedy guys?
We were just talking about different venues here in the valley.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love Big Chillin'.
Big Chillin'.
I was talking about Jonathan. Yeah, I saw him in Richard.
At Las Muertes. At which place? You know what's Chatterbox is a cool spot.
I haven't done that one.
In West Covina. It's cool. It's just like sometimes it gets too filled up.
Where is it?
West Covina.
Oh my god. Yeah, I've never done that one. Nope.
No.
Didn't West Covina just open up? Aren't they opening up a Laugh Factory?
Are they?
Yeah, I feel like I saw that and there was like they were getting flack for it because that other show is there.
Chatterbox or?
I don't know if it's Chatterbox or something else, but I know that there was like.
Is there another spot out there?
There was drama happening in West Covina. Watch, I have no idea what's really going on. I'm just over here just speculating.
I mean, so is they gonna put an improv there or
I don't know. I feel like this is turning into a gossip channel.
No, you gotta.
B got canceled because she said that West Covina was pissed.
Yeah, fuck West Covina.
I didn't say any of that. I just didn't say what
I didn't do shows outside of like Riverside. I want to do shows in like Riverside. I want to do shows in like Brea. I feel like I need to do more shows up there. I've done a few shows in Long Beach.
I just did Brea Improv.
How was that?
I was with Ken Flores and Renee Vaca. Okay. They sold it out. I hosted for them.
Nice.
And it was 570 people. Is
nice.
Sold out at that place.
Nice.
That was the biggest audience I think I've ever done. Nice. And man, that was a rush.
Yeah.
But it feels intimate at that place because it goes back and you can't see past a certain... So you can't really see just how massive that room really is.
Yeah.
There's no... Like, you can't. And so you just see, like, the little, like, you know, horseshoe of people in front of you, and that's who you're talking to. And then I just kept trying to, like, look back so that I looked like I was looking at the rest of the room. But you can't really look at the rest of the room. It's just... You're looking into nothingness.
Just the darkness.
So, but that could be one show that I legitimately was nervous. I don't really get very nervous, but I had... Also, I didn't smoke weed. That was a poor choice. If I smoke weed, I'm so much more like, loose. Let's go. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I was like, no, I gotta go into it clear-headed. And then... smoked afterwards, completely shattered my entire being smoked out, and ended up on a public restroom floor later that night. It was awesome.
Sounds like a good time. Sounds like a good time. Well, do you prefer being like a host, a closer? What do you feel like is your strength as a comic?
I think that I have the potential to be a headliner, but I have work to do to get there.
That's fair.
And that's that.
Okay, like for me, my personal feelings is like I feel I'm either it would be a good my best strengths is either a good host or a good opener. Like I feel like I'm a very good first because I'm very like you very Blaize, very emotional. We're like, hey, how we doing?
Yeah, your energy.
We're energetic people, so we're like we confront the crowd, and then that kind of wakes the crowd up. Like whoa. Yeah. Versus like some comics are very they're more mellow. Like one of my favorite comics, Jimmy Drexler. I love him. He's not like wow out there. He's like ba 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 ba, and then it kills. Like he's hilarious. But that's not
there's rhythm to it.
There's rhythm. Like there's a flow to him and cadence, and I love him. But he's not like high energy guy.
No.
So that's why it's like it's different energy.
But low energy sometimes plays really well off of high energy because it gives people a break.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So is like middle one.
Right now, while I've been doing stuff with Renee and Ken, our show lines up so nicely because I'm super high energy and I come in and I start everything off and I open and I host. And then Ken kind of brings it like, he brings not the energy down, but like the style of his set is, but he's still yelling, he's still fucking with the audience, you know what I mean? And then Renee is through the roof energy. So it creates this super high and then it kind of goes like this and then it goes like this. Yeah. But it's so hard laughing the whole time.
You need breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you remember, it's also endurance and people forget, it's like you can't have everyone be fucking crazy.
And it's my job so that they destroy the room. Yeah. It's my job to set that room up.
As a host?
So they destroy the room.
Yeah.
Not so I destroy the room. So they destroy the room.
How do you like...
And I take that very seriously. Yeah. Like, it's my job to make them look good if I'm doing that.
Do you feel like if you didn't have to worry about everyone's schedule and that, like, do you feel like there's a certain way to build the lineup? Like, if when you're hosting a show or creating a show, do you feel like if you could build a lineup of, like, not XYZ comics, but, like, these style of comics, would this flow be, like, a flow or something?
I think I like the way that Erin does it for Deadpan. Because her show is Deadpan, right? The Deadpan show. So it flows well. So then when she has wild-ass comics like me come on, she can kind of play with that. You know what I mean? So... that makes her that's a smart way of looking at it from a producer standpoint. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like break it up somehow. There should be flow and energy to your show while you're doing it. So work with people who can complement that. You know what I mean? And people who are down for like, because you just want to do a good show. It's all about just doing a really fucking good show. Like, and audience will come back if you crushed it. You know what I mean? If you're doing a good job. So I think that it should have flow, rhythm, energy, And it needs to have, like, breaks, like, a moment where people can kind of be like, oh, I got to finish my drink. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of thing. Breather points and stuff like that. But all in all, it has to have rhythm. It has to have flow.
Because we all have our own kind of strengths and weaknesses. Like, growing up, I was a huge Gabriel Iglesias fan.
Oh, Fluffy.
George Lopez, you know. Yeah. Dave Chappelle, like, you know, I liked a lot of high energy guys. Eddie Murphy was a huge high energy guy. So, you know, when you start out, you always mimic the things that you like. For you, were there any comics that you felt like you were like mimicking, or kind of styles that you were like, those were the people that you looked up to when you were first starting out?
I like Steph Tolov.
Okay.
People that I looked up to comedy wise weren't necessarily stand up comics. I really like Kristen Wiig.
Okay, yeah.
From SNL.
Yeah.
I like Chris Redd. If we want to go backwards, like to like growing up, people that influenced me, David Letterman. Believe it or not, he does a lot of list comedy.
Yeah. He's like top 5 things.
Yeah. Dave Chappelle, obviously.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy was a huge one for me. Richard Pryor was a huge one for me.
Red Fox is one for me.
Those are all standards. George Lopez was a big one for me.
I love George. He's hilarious.
Why Are You Crying is one of my favorite specials of all time. Let me think. There's a lot of women. Lucille Ball. Phyllis Diller, Carol Burnett from when I was little.
Like I go back and I look at YouTube clips of Lucille Ball and it just like her humor, especially like was it the Lucy, I Love Lucy. Like, if you look at a lot of old clips from I Love Lucy, it's fucking hilarious. Yeah. And she wrote most of the shit on there. I love Tina Fey. Tina Fey is one of my favorite ones.
Right. And Amy Poehler's
great. Amy Poehler's great. Yes.
Literally, the show Living Color was huge for me. I grew up with that. That was one of my first, like, I remember, like, I have that show, like, burned into my memory. Like, Living Color, I do Living Color. I love Seinfeld. Like, so not all of them are, like, stand-up comics.
Yeah, but comedy still is, like, you know, we all love our...
Comedy in general has been huge for me. I know I'm gonna, like, leave here and I'm gonna be like, oh, I should have said this person. Bill Burr's a big one for me.
I mean, there's so many great comics. Like, it's hard just to pick one out.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing is, like, Jamie Foxx. Like, I love the Jamie Foxx show. Like, I didn't even realize that Jamie Foxx was a comedian beforehand. He was like because like I saw the Jamie Foxx show and then I saw him. He was on a few comedy roasts.
The Mark Curry episode when he's in traffic school.
I don't remember that one.
Mark Curry, that's another one of mine.
Oh, nice.
So many, like
Rifkin.
I just
John Rifkin.
So there's so many if I think back. Like, I fucking. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, she's having so much fun. She's like, woo! Oh, okay.
So you were, most of your stuff was like always been high energy.
Yeah, I like a lot of high energy stuff. I wouldn't say like Dane Cook energy.
Yeah, but I did like Dane Cook.
But I feel like I'm a kind of Dane Cookish type of energy, honestly. Yeah.
Going back to like the comics, do you feel like, because I've heard it's like some comics, especially female comics, do you feel like female comics support female comics here in LA?
Yes. I think it is competitive.
It should be, right?
It absolutely should be. I think it is competitive. I think it's naive to say everybody gets along. No. That's not fucking reality.
Yeah, because there's some comics I don't get along with.
Absolutely. There's comics I don't get along with. And I feel like I get along with just about everybody for that part. Yeah. But I swear to God, Felix can catch him.
Motherfucker can catch a bus. That's what the fuck he can catch.
Yeah. So, and he knows that.
You should.
They sent me that fucking text message one time that was like, come and do this and this and this. Nope. I said I would rather bite off my own nipple. And I sent it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have the fucking receipt.
There you go.
I sent that shit.
That shit's coming on every single phone I have.
So, but I think it's naive to be like, everybody gets along and all the women, we're all just high-fiving and shit. That's not how it is. It is competitive.
Yeah.
Feelings get hurt. Toes get stepped on all the time with people. Yeah. And I see a lot of dissension here and there. And then there's cliques and then cliques break up. And
they talk shit about this person.
Yes. And that's all to be expected. We're fucking humans. And it's just, it happens in every fucking industry. It happens in everything that I've ever done. It happens at workplaces. It happens. So it's fine. It's not, I'm not over here like, oh, people are about to get cut in the fucking LA comedy scene. Like, that's not how it is. For the most part, I feel like women in general champion other women. Yeah. And there's a lot of women in comedy that care about championing.
Like Bobby.
Yes. Like Bobby. I do a women's comedy brunch monthly, just for women in comedy community. Yeah. I do give backs and all that kind of stuff, all to bring more women in comedy together as a team. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But it doesn't matter what team you're on. There's gonna be people that don't get along with each other, and that's fucking fine. It's true. Just, it is what it is.
Growing up here in Los Angeles, one thing I've always heard is Mexicans' worst enemy is another Mexican. Just you never heard that?
No.
It's because jealousy. Because like when you, like we were talking about earlier, how like some people are jealous, some people are just like hungry. It's like when they see you do something, they're like, oh, why are they doing that? I'm better than them. There's that little jealousy some people have.
I think that that's ridiculous to think that way because everybody else's journey is different than yours. But people do think that way. Yeah. It's naive to think that people don't think that way. Jealousy is a real fucking thing. Envy is a real thing. Stepping on others is a real thing. Miscommunication is a real thing.
There's been times where I see someone do something and I'm like, they're doing that? I don't know how they're doing that. But that's just my own like jealousy coming out. You know what I mean? We all have to accept that. Like there are some people like I love to see like my own people do well. When I see you posting and doing all these shows and you're the Laugh Factory, the Ice House, I'm always happy for you.
Thank you.
It's hard because it is hard to do comedy because there's just so many people out here.
I think you just have to pick your battles and just be like. I tend to be, if anything like that actually goes down with me, and there's like some type of weird energy going on, I try to be, I'm way more avoidant than I am. I know I come across as very aggressive, but like, honestly, unless you're fucking with my friends, you're not going to catch hands. Like,
yeah. Just get the fuck, like, all right, we'll just leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like...
Because, growing up...
And it shouldn't be like that. I should be more aggressive when it comes to that stuff. I shouldn't be so fucking, like, doormatty. But I just, like... I don't have the energy or the time to deal with the shit most of the time. I just want to go get high and be left the fuck alone. You know? Like, I'm not here to hurt anybody's feelings. And if I did, really sorry, not sorry. Like...
Especially, like, when people come to comedy shows and they expect everyone to be, like, have this moral upbringing. Like, you've been at shows probably where someone says, like, dark humor. And then someone in the audience is like, that's not funny. Yeah. And they walk out and, like, make a whole spectacle. I mean, sometimes, things aren't funny. But, like, a lot of times I think people just, like, need to relax. I mean, like you said, the weirdo rooms.
Just rooms where people like, why did you come to a comedy show?
why
you just want to be mad about everything? Like that just doesn't. And I understand that people sometimes get offended, but you're at a comedy show. Yeah. You're at a fucking comedy show. You don't know unless you know who you're coming to see first of all. Mm-hmm. And if you're coming to see one person and somebody else offends you, like you still came to that show. Like you put yourself in that chair. You bought that ticket. Yeah. Basically swallow it, bitch. Like
I think it's like the same thing. Like people is like looking at Dave Chappelle to be a moral compass for our country. Like, oh, can you believe Dave Chappelle said these things? And it's like, what? Why does it matter? Why does it matter what this one person said? Oh, it's problematic. And I was like, oh, it's not really that problematic. I think
come to a regular stand-up mic.
Oh, come to an open mic. Go to Liquid Zoo.
Go to an open mic if you really want to be offended. Go to a fucking. Open mic.
On like a fucking Tuesday.
Yeah, somewhere.
It's anywhere
where there's no women on the fucking docket.
No.
right?
It's at a bar, a dive bar.
Yeah. There's no women. It's just dudes that are just pissed off and stroking each other. It's
some dudes, they say
and the whole place smells like gamer stench.
Yeah.
Like
Mountain Dew.
For real though. They just came from playing Smash Brothers for 8 hours. Like,
yeah.
Go take a shower, bro. We don't have time for this. And then you're gonna get pissed that guy's making rape jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He smells like a fucking turtle tank.
Yeah, there's been times with dudes, like, especially at those bars, you just, like, I just turn around. I'm just like, I'm done listening to this one. Like, this is not good.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it.
No, but that's the thing is, like, people's, like, they have no idea what like, the moral compass of this is. And, like, there is
no moral compass. It's comedy, and that's why it's great. It's because it's fucking free. You can say whatever the fuck you want. But you can't get mad at people's reactions to your jokes.
Yeah. Which I don't think Dave is.
If you get offended by people's reactions to your jokes, like you're pissed that they're pissed, you missed the boat.
Yeah. I have one thing because
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's like so long as there's a reaction, that's all that matters.
And if you're making an offensive joke,
you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
I've had guys get mad at me because I poke fun at male genitalia an awful lot. And I have had guys in the audience get offended by me and shit like that. And I'm always just like, you can't get offended. You bought a
ticket. You're getting mad because I'm talking about a dick. That's not even your dick.
Oh, I talk about their dick. No, I will straight up tell dudes that they have tiny dicks all day long.
That's fair.
In front of their girls. I had a girl the other night who next to her man was like, no, what he's telling you is not true about his dick. His dick's terrible. Like, straight trash. Like,
put him on blast like that.
Hey.
Put him on blast like that.
We are no longer considering the feelings of men as much as we used to anymore.
I don't know. Like, I always think it's fun. Like, I always think it's funny when, like, comics will come up to say, oh, sorry, man, I razzled you. And it's like, oh, it's fine. I was like, I think it's funny when comics come after me.
Now, a lot of comics will disagree with me with what I'm about to say.
Ooh.
But I feel like every comic at least once should do roast battle.
It's hard. I've done a few.
Because I feel like it's not about writing jokes about the other person. It's about being able to laugh at yourself.
Yeah.
And being able to laugh when somebody is literally crushing you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. I've been in that situation where, like, you literally, I've come up there. I think you've seen me do the Los Jodas roast battles. You've seen me. I've done horrible. I've done fucking horrible.
That's great.
Oh, just horrible.
But in my opinion, it's about getting shit on and learning how to get shit on.
Yeah.
Learning how for somebody to go up there and literally destroy you. Mm-hmm. Say the meanest shit ever and being able to be like, yeah, all right. Ah, God damn it.
Yeah, this is sometimes I've been gotten good.
Yo, Gabby Vargas the other day.
Oh, Gabby's really good.
Gabby Vargas the other day at Comedy Store, we did a roast battle, and she destroyed me.
Yeah.
I got one good joke in, and literally, even after the battle was over, the judges unanimously were like, B, you fucking lost, bitch. Like, it was a slaughterhouse, but we had so much fun doing it that the judges were like, this was an awesome battle regardless.
It's hard. For me, it's hard. Like, I only can be good at roast battling, or I feel like roasting people when I'm upset at them. I mean? Like, I have to be upset at you, and then when I'm upset at you, I start thinking about everything.
See, that's where you're doing it wrong!
Yeah, that's the problem with me.
Roast battles should feel like love.
Yeah.
At the end of me and Gabby's battle, I literally put her on my back, and and she rode me off stage. I just said she rid me off stage.
She rid me off stage.
She didn't rid me off stage. She rode me off stage like a fucking horse. And we loved it. Yeah. We had a blast with it. And the judges loved it. They were like, y'all had so much fun, it didn't even matter that you got cream.
So with your idea of roasting, it's more just like, all right, like, it's a fun way, but it's hard, especially like when you don't like the No Jodas ones are a little harder because he just randomly puts you with someone else, and you're like, figure it out. Versus you and Gab, you guys known each other for a while, so you guys have more stuff to pull.
Well, Digits actually, we were repping for No Yodas when we went and did Comedy Store. He put us on. They had like a team drop out basically.
Yeah.
And so Digits hit me and Gabby up, and we didn't want to roast each other. We were like, I don't want to roast her, and Gabby was like, I don't want to roast her either, because we're definitely both women who champion other women. Yeah. But he was just like, well, will you roast Gabby? And I was like, okay, look, I fucking love Gabby, and I'll do it if she wants to do it. And she wanted to do it too. And so he was like, okay, you guys are on. And so we literally talked to each other before and basically just said, I just looked at her and I was like, I just want to have fun with it. And she goes, I want to go goofy with it too. And I was like, perfect, I'll go goofy with it. This bitch did not go goofy with it. This bitch went straight mean with it. She was mean as fuck. Fuck you, Gabby.
She got you.
I love you so much, but you fucking went so mean with it, and I went so goofy with it, and my jokes did not hit, and she was out here just knocking me one after the other. Just the slapping the tit on one side, slapping the other tit on the other side. It was a fucking massacre, and she went back on her. It was fun for her. Bitch was fun for her. But I had a blast with it regardless because I can laugh at myself. Yeah. If you can't go to a battle and hear what they're saying and be like, this is fucking hilarious, you're doing it wrong. Go have fun. Also, if you come to it with an ego, check that shit at the door, because don't get hurt. The person you least expect to fucking knock you out is gonna knock you out.
Yeah. You know what I always love seeing at the roast battles is Alyssa Poteet. She's great.
She's a fucking beast.
Fuck. I would never.
She is a comeback queen. That girl can come back with a punch so hard, so fast that she just came up with off the top of her head.
She's smart. She's brilliant.
Yeah, she's super smart, super funny. Yeah, love fucking Alyssa. She's a beast.
Phil Will's been doing it more often. I've seen him on doing it more. So he's been Phil Williams, the big tall black guy.
Oh yeah. I'm roasting Shaq.
Oh, Shaq.
Yeah, me and Shaq are roasting each other the day before my birthday. June 13th.
Shaq is good too. The thing is with Shaq, he hits you with that like old man joke. He's like, oh, that's good, and then he'll like, but then this. Yeah. He was like, all right, young.
Shaq has had me on his show in downtown LA, and if you can do his show in downtown LA, you can do any show. That show is a rowdy room. Who else had a rowdy room? Carlos Escobar. Do you know him?
Yeah.
He does a show in where is it? I want to say.
Not in the bar at the. Isn't that
Redondo. He does a show in Redondo, and that room was the rowdiest room I had ever been to. And I'm an aggressive comic. I go after hecklers. I go after my audience. Yo, that room handed my ass to me. I will be honest. That room handed my ass to me. They had like a fucking party or something going on at that room. And I couldn't get the room to laugh because the room was so loud and just shouting all over the place. That room overtook me. It takes a lot to overtake my ass.
Yeah, it does. You're a lot of energy, a lot like woo.
Yeah, I'm a lot. So
when it comes to bombing, like I feel like there's two ways to like approach it. It's either like you just stick to whatever the fuck you did, or you're just like, well, I'm doing horrible. What the fuck now?
Yeah. So I think the best way to approach bombing is to just get through your set. And I think bombing is so vital. I think everybody needs to bomb more often. It humbles you. Yeah. It reminds you where you fucking came from and that you can still progress. You can still get better.
Yeah, because like you said, different rooms, different jokes. So you can't say a room in West Hollywood that you can say in East LA. Yeah. This is like jokes in Orange County are much different than out here. I was talking to Mike Sasson, had him on the podcast, and he said, like, once you leave LA, everywhere is like pretty much like the middle of Ohio. Yeah. Yeah, like everyone's like, there's a lot more conservatives out there. People one of the sayings I have, people forget how southern California is.
Oh, that's a good point. For the OC peeps? Sorry, I didn't mean that.
No, I get. But, no,
it's the weed, always. I'm just like,
always.
Oh, I'm sleepy. All of a sudden, couch locked,
That's how it be. Now, we're actually coming up in about an hour and 45 minutes, almost.
Oh, shit. Almost 2 hours?
Almost 2 hours.
Damn, nobody wants to hear this shit for 2 hours.
It's fun.
You're going to have to cut out all of this dog madness.
Nah. It's only like 15 minutes.
It's only 15 minutes of dog madness.
I know. She likes to take the show. Did you see? I had another comic, Remy Escobar. It was like, oh.
Oh, I love Remy. Yeah. I always say Remy is the skinny version of me.
Okay. Now that you say that, I can see it.
I always say Remy is the skinny version of me. I did a show with her in her home area, or her hometown-ish area. I can't remember where.
Simi Valley or Thousand Oaks?
No.
Somewhere.
I can't remember. I was stoned. Absolutely. But that was a fun show, and I just went up after she, and I was like, it's time for the fat version of Remy that came on. And then the comic after me was like, why don't you ever have any pants on, B? Because I always wear big shirts. Yeah. I always just wear like a giant oversized t-shirt. Like a fucking moo-moo, bitch. It's a moo-moo, bitch. That's how you don't get roasted, because people can say all the funny stuff, but if you say it first, fuck them.
8 miles.
Yeah. Exactly.
I got 8 miling.
So all day long. But yeah, he was like, and I was like, oh, I've never had another comic talk about me not wearing pants. That's weird.
Well, that's the thing, like, guys aren't supposed to wear shorts. This is the whole thing. Like, I don't even know why.
Guys aren't supposed to wear shorts?
Yeah, like, you're not supposed to show your legs, yeah. Like, showing your legs is a weird thing.
That's a thing?
Yeah. Like, it's weird, like, wearing...
I get flip-flops, because men's feet are fucking gross.
Fair enough.
But... he's got bare feet.
Hey, I'm in my house,
I didn't even look at them, and absolutely you're in your house.
I'm in my house, bitch.
I'm not gonna roast you.
Just like, that's why my feet are underneath the table, so people can't see it.
You can't see. No, I've never heard that.
No,
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
At shows, guys shouldn't wear shorts, or it's just in general?
In general, don't wear shorts because it's distracting. It's like the thing.
That's ridiculous.
I think they said like it makes you look like a kid or something.
No, I've never heard that.
Do you see any...
You boys wear your shorts. Don't listen to these fucking hoes. Wear shorts. It's hot out in the summertime. Wear some shorts.
What big comics do you see wear shorts?
Huh?
What comics do you see wear shorts? Exactly.
Oh, shit!
Yeah. Like, even women comics, they usually wear like
pants. That means I'm for sure wearing shorts this summer.
Yeah. Well, there's only one female comic that I think has a special with
I have shorts on. I've done shows in shorts for sure.
But the only female comic I can think of that shows her legs right now is like Amy Schumer. She does that one.
Amy.
I ain't gonna lie, I love. Oh, that's right. Fluffy shows his legs.
Oh, Fluffy does show his legs. He does the shants.
Yeah.
Short pants.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he's like the weird height and weight.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. Trust me.
I
get it.
Yeah.
You know what fucking digits calls me?
Huh.
Albondegos compadre.
That fucker.
If you can't roast yourself, you're doing it wrong. That shit's funny as hell. When he said that, I could have been so offended, but I was like, yo, that's kind of true, though.
At least he didn't call you Yolanda.
No, I get it. Okay, I didn't know that was like an actual thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think you guys should wear your shorts.
Wow.
It's hot.
It is. I don't really care about it too much, but I even heard of the shows and people's like, oh, it's weird that you have, because it's the distraction and I have my dong.
I had a guy the other day say to me, you got shorts on under there, right, B? Because I had just one of my giant t-shirts on. Yeah. I was like, no. He goes, you don't have... I said, I have underwear on. And he was like, you're not wearing shorts? And I was like, no. Do I need to? Amy Schumer literally lifted up her fucking dress with nothing but underwear and a fucking Band-Aid over her belly button when she was pregnant. Ali Wong also doesn't give a fuck. Will lift up her shit and have her...
Oh, she did. She
while she was pregnant.
She did it twice.
So why do I give a fuck?
Right. Honestly... When Amy Wong, when her second special came out, I was like, this bitch is still pregnant?
Yeah. pregnant for like 4 years.
Yeah, that's what I was like, wait a minute, what? I was like, the fuck? That shit was funny to me.
I love it. I love it. You know, like, I think it's important to just kind of be who you are and not give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I wear my cowboy hat, so it is.
And just own it.
Yeah, people don't own it. And one of my friends like, Blaize, I don't know what it is about you, but all my gay friends just don't like the way you dress. They just wouldn't have they just would feel a certain way about it. I don't know what way, but they feel a way.
A certain way about it. Mm-hmm. Oh, the shorts.
I wear the shorts. I wear like 3/4 pants.
3/4. Oh, like capris.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So stuff like that.
3/4 guys call them 3/4 pants.
Like there's like when you know what 3/4 shirts are?
Yes.
Like those.
I think you just rolled up your sleeves. Essentially.
No. It's not like
they have
a
shirt that's specially 3/4 sleeves.
Yes. There's like the minor league baseball ones, like the ones where you play minor league.
Oh, like a raglan shirt.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, baseball. Okay, but baseball shirts are normally long sleeve, aren't they?
There's some that come like right here.
Okay. Yeah, that's like an actual thing.
Yeah.
This funny dog. She's like, I need a raglan. Oh. Woo! Oh my gosh, I can't.
I can. No, but I want to thank you real quickly for coming on the podcast. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
I was gonna say, is there anything that you'd like to promote? Any upcoming shows? Your Instagram, socials?
When does this come out?
It's coming out in 1 week, Monday.
In a week?
Yes.
Oh God, I'm gonna get canceled in a week. I'm gonna be like, yo, she told us to wear shorts and now nobody follows us. Let's see. You can do June 15th. I'm back at the Ice House.
Nice.
That's the day after my birthday, so it's gonna be like a birthday show type of thing. And then, and if you ask me if you can get on that show, the answer is no. Not you, but like other people, everybody. I'm just being completely biased. Everybody can fuck off, you know. Yeah, where is it? Good job.
All right, so June 15th, Ice House.
June 13th, I'm at the Comedy Store roasting.
Nice. Do you know who you're roasting right now?
I do. Shaq.
Oh, that's right, Shaq. Fuck.
I'm roasting Shaq at the Comedy Store, and then the 15th is the Ice House. And we'll be in the main room. I don't know who the headliner will be yet, but they're going to sell it out. So nice. Whoever it is.
Any socials? We're going to find you on Instagram,
at Miss B Gutierrez on everything, pretty much.
Nice. All right. Perfect.
But just find me on fucking Instagram, because I hate Facebook so much.
I don't use Facebook at all.
Find me on Instagram. Instagram is Miss B Gutierrez, and B is spelled B-E-E.
Two E's.
2 E's, like a bumblebee.
Hey, there you go. All right, thank you, B. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.